shorty headers, my steering with the double joints here. It clears, barely, but it clears. So I can still make some adjustments there. I got the transmission cross brace in, and that's it. It's sitting under its own weight now. Back to the crowded garage. My exhaust system, soon to be built. All along here, working out some of the packages of things that I purchased. Trying to go through it now. Geez, I don't even know where to start. So let's just kind of take you through that the car's back, painted, got the motor dropped in. I'm working on the wiring for it as well as the vintage air system right now. So I'm going to take you through the vintage air system. I think that's kind of an interesting place maybe to start because I've had some confusion with it myself and maybe I can help someone down the road. So here we go. First thing is that it did not come with heater hoses. So I'm going through the instructions. I got the modified hose kit, got all that stuff. Going through it, I didn't see anywhere about the hoses not being included. But after I went through it over and over and over again, they were not. So maybe I missed it. Maybe they're not included. I don't know. Not really a big deal, but just going through it on the LS. So we've got our 2 ports, a 3/4 and I think it's a 5/8 on that side. Problem is that the vintage air requires 2 5/8 hoses that I didn't know till afterwards. So what I'm going to do is take this 3/4 inch hose. Everything's going to be buried up in the fender when the time comes, but I'll bring it up and I'll do a reducer from the 3/4 down to the 5/8. Then that way I can connect here to the floor. I don't even know what it's called. Let's say it's goes here. On the other end of that, it'll be 5/8 running through the firewall. So 4 holes here, and on the inside, vintage air wants you to use a plastic piece that kind of goes in where your normal cold air vent would be. I didn't like that. In my car, I've got speakers in that area, and I don't want to cut anything away. So I'll take you inside the car and show you what I did to run the hoses. Been working on soundproofing as well. Didn't want to film all that. It's rather boring. But anyway, let's get up underneath the dash here. So what I did was I ran 4 holes across the top here so that my cold air vent can still be covered. My kick plate will go in and these hoses will run above it. That way I don't need to cut away any of the plastic. I really didn't want to have to do that. So that's what I'm doing right now, is running the hoses through. So let's take you through the hoses. On the AC side, you've got a 90-degree fitting here. I'll run the other side as well to show you what's going on. This is my first 5/8 heater hose. The 3/4, as I said, will be split. We have 5/8 coming through this side as well, so we'll have 2 5/8 hoses. And then I'm waiting on my, just running the other AC line, which is here. And that AC line has a 45 on the end with a much larger fitting. And then the other end doesn't have anything on it yet. So that's going to allow me to easily fish that through. So that'll give me my 2 AC lines and my 2 heater lines. And then I can hook the box up on the inside. All of the wiring, you run everything through the front except for this gray one here. And there's a kind of a peach and purple wire that goes across. These will all get plugged in to the inside when the time comes. So I'll take you around front again. Okay, so all the wires coming through. Got red and white, white, purple, and yellow. We've got a orange, a white, and a blue. So that's all the wiring coming through to the front. This connector right here, this is what connects to that water pump. So that'll either get shortened up or depends where I put the pump. It could be up front, could be at the back. Either way, I'm not doing that right now. What I'm trying to do is get all the hoses run so that I can put the AC unit in the car now that I've done all the soundproofing, and then that takes care of the interior. Then I can jump onto wiring. So that's the process I'm kind of going through. Hopefully that explains some of it for you. On the outside here, I'll show you the heater hose. So this is the 5/8. Obviously I've got a lot of excess that's rolled around here. 5/8 is going to plug on the back here. When that AC line comes in, we've got our 2 fittings here at my what is this, a condenser, a pump? I don't know. Whatever that unit is. Not too up on all the AC stuff. First car with AC. Anyway, just getting things hooked up. I ended up getting one of those crimpers, so that I'm going to crimp my own lines here. Once all my lines are fitted, I don't want to fish them back out again just to take them out to somebody to get them to crimp. So on the firewall, so coming up through into the cowl area here, I ended up using riv nuts as opposed to just using the self-tapper screws that went there. I also did the same thing here for the vent. I'm going to get some shorter stainless. So what I'm using inside is button head stainless M6 bolts. So I'm doing them here on the firewall. There's two mounts here and here. Now, to be fair, the stock mount would have been right here on the edge of this bevel when I put this firewall in. I test fit everything, and so what I ended up doing was thinking that in between would be a much cleaner look. So I drilled the hole there, and then on the unit, I'll show you what I did there. So on the box, I'll flip it over. This is the bracket here. This is the bracket as it came. You can see where the hole would have been that would have went through that firewall in a location I didn't like. So I welded on a tab here and put the riv nut so that I can come through the firewall with stainless hardware there. And on the bottom, what I'm doing is I'm using another button head, but I'm going to go through the firewall into the mount that's already there. Now that's a 1/4 20, so I'm going to have some metric and some standard, but so be it. So that's the mount through the firewall, and then on the top right there, this is the mount in this location. Hopefully you can see it here. That goes through that cowl area and into the riv nuts that I did. So that's going to take care of mounting that in the car. You can see right here I'm starting to get the fittings on. These are for the heater hoses here, and then these are the connections for the AC. So I'll put this in the car, get everything bolted up, and then that takes care of the inside portion. And then with these hoses just hanging outside, I'll be able to route them through the fender when I have that on the car. And I'll get all these grommets into the firewall nice and tight and neat. This will all get loomed, follow the hoses so you really won't see it. My goal is to have very little wiring showing on this car. I've got a bulkhead connection in behind here, and that's a two-piece, so top and bottom, that comes together to reveal two holes. But when you're looking at the front of the motor, you won't even see that there. So all the wiring will run out behind the motor, down along the lower frame rails, and then through the fenders. So the plan is to keep the engine bay pretty clean. Okay, I'm back, and quick little edit here to show you. On this car, I'm not running a battery up front. I'm running it behind the seats in the smuggler's box area. So all of the red, white, and orange wires got pulled back through. If you were using your battery in the front as per normal, keep those wires forward. So for me, the only thing I need is the connection for the pump, and then this blue wire is going to end up running to a switch that connects down to here on my AC unit there. So let's go inside here quickly, and I'll show you how everything finished up. So as I said, all these wires here, they're all going to run to the battery. So you've got the whites are ground, reds are power. These purple and peach wires are going to run to the fuse panel when I do that. So let me turn some light on here. All right, so the box is in. You can see it in behind there. My lines got a bit crazy trying to run them through like this. Definitely a tighter fit. Had to change some of the angles on the original installation instructions to make everything fit and not kink. I've got to push those grommets through, but it leaves like the bottom, leaves my area open here that I wanted to. So I'll literally just have one wire here tucked up tight. I'll be able to put my full kick panel in there without cutting anything. So that's where I'm at. Wanted to just show you about the wiring and bringing it back through the car depending on where you're running your battery.